Let's talk about the third eye. I'm feeling it. Boom. So back in, I want to say like 2016, I started getting deeper into understanding like conspiracies and shit like that. So boom, I find Alan Watts, and he telling me like, you know how Alan Watts is, if you know who that is. He giving me the understanding that the world is, everything is one, everything is double sided, right? Boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, okay. Then you start, you go to church when you're younger, you hearing about the spirit and the soul and God and all of this. So now, when I get this understanding of the black and white polarity, that everything is double sided, everything has an in and an out, as above, so below, as within, as without, as within, so without. You can get it right. But when I went back and I started doing more research, you know what I'm saying, listening to more gurus and more spiritual teachers and doing my own research, and the third eye comes about. Now, if you grow up in a Christian household, what you told about the third eye is that it's a evil thing and that's Satan worship and all this good jazz. So obviously I'm shying away from this. I'm trying to avoid this at all costs because this is against my inner, my inner code. But as I evolved, I got to a point where it came to me, like they said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So out of nowhere, it's like I'm doing my research on the Illuminati and the pyramids, on the eye, on the dollar. Then I get to where we get into Hindu religions and Hindu culture, which it's more ancient than that, we know. But this is how I first found it. I'm finding out about the third eye and all of the chakra system. So it's one thing to have the knowledge of the third eye, but it's another thing to be in the experience of it. Being able to see beyond time, seeing the past and the present and the future all in miraculous fashion without knowing how these events and these things that are going to occur, and your dreams become more real than here, then your knowing, your intuitive faculties, your psychic awareness becomes immense. But it was none of that for me in the beginning. I didn't know how to do the first thing to activate mine per se. And let me say one thing, side note. The ancients call it the first eye because they recognize that it is the higher center of knowing. You can see beyond the physical eyes, and you can perceive things before your physical vessel interacts with them. These are the tools to awakening. I used to see a lot of messages that said, warning before you open your third eye. Now that I'm here now, I can understand why those warnings would be there. Because it's when you are in a spiritual battle all the time, it is a lot of responsibility, but it is so much more beneficial to you in your soul's evolution, because that's what we all incarnate here for anyway, to evolve the soul. So as you open your third eye, boom, or as I did, I'm realizing oh, it's really more to life than what I've been told. Because you can do all this research and you can read all these books, but as the great master Bobby Hemmett says, you have to go beyond a book. You have to go beyond what you think that somebody else has to give you, because that is the religious dogma still running your programming. You feel me? That is still the program that you're running on. You're running on this need for somebody to give you an answer when all the answers are here or in the web of the collective unconsciousness. So, in knowing that, now I'm in a position where I use my first eye for such a greater purpose, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to it just being a secondary faculty. I tend to use my intuitive side first now. So I'm trusting on more on the energetic vibes. But until you are tapped into that level, it's like you are not even living your full life. It's like part of you is missing, which it essentially is, but it's like you are not even, I don't even know what to call it. It's like you're not even here. Your body is just a body running, like a car will be running, but nobody is in it. Some deep shit. So it's imperative that if you are somebody that is on this spiritual journey, raise your energy up to the highest center. You know what I'm saying? When you're in meditation, consciously paint a mental picture of seeing your energy rise up and seeing the color. What is it? It's violet, indigo. I say purple, but you know, people can say what they want. Really though. And the more you practice seeing mental pictures, so when you listen to music, a great tip, when you listen to music, close your eyes, envision the music, envision the artist performing, envision the words. So if you like, I'm in a drop top 6, envision yourself in a drop top 6, feeling that, because when you're seeing that, you're strengthening that faculty. And the more you strengthen it, the more you are tapped into the unseen real.